Hello everyone, welcome back to your daily tarot and the political astrology which will follow. This one is for, as I'm sure you'll see once I get it uploaded with the title, for Tuesday, February 11th. We are within about 24 hours of the full moon. Well, by the time you get this though, it'll be midnight, so a little more than 24 hours. The full moon comes in tomorrow, the 12th. At 24 degrees and about 5 or 6 minutes of Leo. Yee doggies. And it comes in at almost 6 a.m. Pacific, almost 9 a.m. Eastern, but we're feeling it ahead of time. So, what is it that we need to know for this day? What would be the most helpful? What would be the most helpful when it comes to using the energy that the universal forces of love are putting out there? They're always exuding love. It's always our choice. So how can we make the best choices? Ooh, okay. Ace of Swords in the morning. Be careful about some ideas thrown at you that may not be so good. Be careful about somebody lying. Be careful about confusion and just any lack of clarity. And the way we do that is by taking deep breaths and exhaling and make sure that we're really grounded. And then from there we can get into our meditative state and get to the truth. The theme for the day is, this is our worky card. Just keep on working. Get into the details. Ooh, and we're going to learn something new. Okay, that's good actually. So keywords with the Eight of Pentacles is high quality, a high quality work ethic. It could be both of these cards, the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, are both cards that have to do with learning things. This is often our apprenticeship card, and the Page of Pentacles is often our studying card. So yeah, it feels like we're highly enthralled and engaged in our work. And it's all about the quality, maybe not as much the quantity. The eights are the power cards. And they fall under the domain of the strength card. So just getting into the details, right? And the South Node in Virgo at that later degree definitely supports creating. The whole thing about chaos theory, I never really believed it, because to me chaos it's just unorganized energy. So this is about getting into organization and creating divine order. To me, Virgo is all about divine order at its highest level. And then that's where you open up to the opposite polarity of Pisces, or actually you open up, if you go from Pisces to Virgo, we're in that realm of, well, here, let's just go with the astrology for us a little bit for a moment before I go into the political rendition or political perspective. So if we're looking at Pisces, and remember Neptune rules Pisces, with the modern ruler. Jupiter used to be the ruler, but now we could say it's co-ruled. Jupiter and Neptune co-rules Pisces if you want, and a lot of people do. But I tend to go with Neptune and Pisces as opening up to the all, opening up to the universal forces of love. It's where we open up to our guides. It's where we open up to our angels on all levels. It's it's where we can transcend this dualistic realm that we have birthed part of ourselves into. Not all of us lives here. our spirit body, our divine flame is here as much as we can bring it in, but also it's in the highest levels of light and love. So going back and forth between the matter of the body, which is, what we do with the whole suit of pentacles. It's all about the body and money and, material realities, pretty much, the pentacles. So just think in those terms. But it's too, well, I don't know about you guys. You tell me how you feel, but to me, it's too hard to live on earth without opening up to the spiritual realm. So that's how we integrate those two, and that's how we balance out, because the polarities are always about balancing out, right? So with Pluto over here in Aquarius, what balances out Aquarius, because Aquarius is an air sign and it can just be very cranky. It can be detached from the heart. It's very clever and usually a high level of intelligence, but until you engage the heart, which earlier this morning we had a direct opposition. Now the moon is moving away. But so if we open the heart and we have the courage to love, then the intuitive side of Aquarius comes in. And then we have something very revolutionary from within where, we honor our uniqueness, we honor who we truly are, and we're fair with each other because we want independence for everyone, and we want, all the humanitarian aspects of life for everyone else. If you don't want the same things that you want for yourself for others, then we're in the dark side of Aquarius. If you've heard people make those comments like, well, they don't deserve that, things like that. It's like, well, no, we all deserve love, no matter what. But, the darker they are, the less they're open to love, so they're not going to get it anyway, so no reason to worry about it. Okay, so the political side is the same thing. Now, we're still, this is the Monday through Friday thing for Congress. Sometimes they're working late at night, but for the morning, we still have the Aries ascendant. Well, we will every morning. If I were to go through hour by hour, you would see how it, the ascendant just keeps changing. But anyway, they're starting off the morning with a fresh start, as always, and because this is the chart over Washington, D.C., and we still have the trine between Mars and Saturn, but look how exact it is this time, right? And Mars is only going to go back one more degree. It won't be until the 23rd until it hits that 17-degree mark. So these two are going to stay in a trine, in this current of energy that's a really quick connection between what do we want, where are we headed, are we honoring our safety and security. Mars, like I've said many times, is all about power management issues, and when it's retrograde, we are exploring that on a deeper level. I think, I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I looked up Elizabeth Warren, and I'm pretty sure she's a Cancer person, Cancer sun sign. Excuse me. So I think, because she's speaking out a lot. She has her own YouTube channel. I would subscribe and follow her just to support her. But I get energy, that feel from when I look at this, I think of her. And all the other great women who are speaking up, because, we've got Jasmine Crockett and AOC, and, I'm missing Katie Porter, but we also have, what's the gal that she ran for president? She's from Minnesota. I'm forgetting her name. Oh, Klobuchar. Amy. Yeah, is it Amy? Amy Klobuchar. I get her feels in there too. So, or maybe she's more air, but this one definitely feels like Elizabeth Warren to me. So Saturn over here is the government wall, the stop gate. It's in Pisces, and we're, here on the dark side, this is Trump and his excluding everything, victimizing people, getting rid of any words like inclusion and equality and, to get rid of the whole DEI thing. And they're totally screwing up paperwork that they're trying to get out with their own agenda, because they're going in and removing certain types of language from certain websites. So that's the dark side. But the light side is other people in government and the structures, because Saturn is all about structures. And on the dark side, it's cold. On the light side, there's structures, and there's a consolidation of something strong. It's like you don't move a mountain very easily. You have to either blow it up with dynamite to get through it, or you go around it. Saturn is also karma. It's also law and order. It's also limitations, right? And on the bigger picture for each one of us, it's our self-responsibility. So we have to take our own self-responsibility to not be victimized by the government for the next 4 years. Or less, maybe something will shift. I'm not really predicting too far out at this point, except for with this lineup astrologically, and especially with Pluto in the early degrees of Aquarius, where Pluto brings up the darkness, I'm just not seeing it as being something that we shift through very quickly. But if Trump can be taken, well, if the whole administration goes down for some reason, then all of those people will with him. But when it comes to the people who were elected into, Congress, I think they have to be impeached one by one. Now, maybe it could come in one fell swoop. I would love to see something like that. I mean, we are living in unprecedented times, so maybe something like that could happen. But, we've got Supreme Court in this mix. And they have victimized us heavily over the last couple of years. And that's that immovable object that needs to dissolve. Neptune can dissolve. I think in the highest sense of the configuration now, this would be dissolving our cult-like behavior with some people, and dissolving our like allowing ourselves to be victimized. Because on the dark side with Pisces, it's the energies is all over the place, but they won't take responsibility. So with this conglomerate here, this is part of our government not taking self-responsibility. And then with with Neptune and Pisces is all about immigration as well. There are major problems there. So, and these are things that are going to be harder to fix because it was such a problem before. But for today, because that's, kind of the overall energy that's hard for me to look at, or, well, not hard to look at, hard to give a firm. Well, I guess when things shift, when Neptune moves into Aries, then, it's going to be March 27th before Neptune clears out of the retro shade. So that's coming up. But then we have to get to, I don't even have that date written down anywhere. I have to figure that out and get the date as when Neptune moves into Aries. I bet you Kathy Beals read on it already, or probably, well, of course, Louise Eddington, Cosmic Owl Astrology. There's another good channel to subscribe to. I'm sure that they have covered all of this, and you've got the dates with them. But when Neptune moves into Aries, then it's kind of like some people unconsciously just moving forward because they want change. And then other people that have been on the spiritual path, like this whole lineup here is so good for establishing a spiritual foundation. And then when Neptune moves into Aries, it's like, bam, you're just out of the gate. But this is also really good for creative focus. Pisces is one of the most musical signs. Well, Pisces and Libra. And Taurus, they're all, there's a lot. Anything related to Venus and Neptune, very, very artistic and creative. Also really good for creative visualization. So all the meditation that we do to sit in peace and push that energy of peace out into the world, it's helpful. It's really helpful. And so back to the political side of it, notice these two sesquisquares here, going from the moon up to the North Node and Neptune. The sesquisquare aspect will bring through the need for, well, not the need for an adjustment like with the inconjunct quincunx, but more of a detour or a major disruption of plans. So I'm thinking that on the 11th, and this is interesting that they're starting off, I think they start their workday at 9 a.m. If you guys know something different, let me know. But 11 degrees here, and then it's on February 11th. This is interesting. Because the moon rules the mood that they'll be in, so a lot of them are going to be very courageous. And there's the creative disruption over here, so courageous creativity for the homeland, Mars and Cancer, right? And the other aspects to me, when we're looking at, look at Jupiter and the moon, 9 a.m. Jupiter in Gemini is a lot of communication going out, a lot of back and forth, and with the sextile opportunity over to the moon, the public of Congress, or the public, what am I saying? The mood of Congress for the public will be bigger than usual. At that 11 degree mark, the moon, starting off the day for them, is in the second decan of the sign. So that brings through the frick around and find out phase. And something was building, between yesterday and today, so that today they're at this interesting, detour, disruption to the plans of being victimized. And I think that is going to have a lot of impact on everything that Elon Musk is trying to get through, and just the crazy. Well, it's against the Constitution what they're doing. So there's pushback. There's pushback here. And then, of course, with the three squares, so the Sun, Mercury, and Ceres squaring Uranus. Uranus is, the change agent. And Ceres up here is really, really connected to protecting humanity. And, animals. Ceres rules everything related to nurturing, such as food and farming. The farmers are going to suffer the most, and our food supply and food chain, all of that is going to suffer the most if things aren't taken care of. So that is probably going to be brought up on the table or on the floor, I would imagine, today. Something about farming. So, yeah. Now, Ceres doesn't move as fast, but the Sun, of course, the Sun moves 1 degree every day. Mercury will move on and cross over even on the other side of Ceres before too long. And then later on, Mercury goes, what's my date for I know I have it somewhere in here. Mercury retrograde. You know what? I'll talk about that tomorrow. I have it close by somewhere. But I'll talk about that tomorrow because that's coming up. We hit the Mercury retrograde shadow first, a pre-shadow, and then I don't think it's retrograde until March though. So, but I'll get that later. So it'll end up going back over some of that territory. It's probably I think it's gonna hook up with Saturn or get close enough and then cover back that territory. So what I'm trying to say here, a shorter way to say this, is that Mercury and Ceres will be dancing with each other for a while, connecting with each other. And Mercury brings in information and votes as well, you know, anything that's voted for on the floor. There's that. And then Ceres is all about protection. So and then the sad thing about Ceres is it's also connected to grief and separation. So we have to be really careful. I've, you know, talked about Ceres a lot in the past, especially when it was in Capricorn, about getting really clear about the structure of your life and having certain protections built as best you can to get through challenging times. So we could have new ideas around that come up, which would be really good. And all these sextiles, like I was talking about yesterday, they are opportunities to get even stronger and know that we're in it together, and to remember to never abandon yourself. Don't abandon your feelings and whatever you're going through. Use that, you know, wonderful Aries, Mars energy to put yourself forward, going in the direction that best supports your life. So, yeah. Okay, well, other than that, I'm just going to move on to another reading. Okay, you guys, big hugs as always, and take good care. Bye.